What's going on, Neverwinter and YouTube community? Frank at it again with another video. This video topic is going to be the third installment of the Cleric series, The Life of a Cleric. A few quick announcements before we get into this. This video is by far not best in slot of anything. This series of videos is to show people the progression of the character throughout the game, throughout different mods, throughout different changes, nerfs, buffs, whatever have you. The meta is shifting. This is the series of videos that shows you how to go about that. This is, again, not best in slot before we get a lot of hate comments in the description about people, why are you running this, why are you running this, why are you running this, why aren't you running this, what is this? This video, these series of videos are starting out fresh from 70, slowly leveling your way up, because the average person doesn't play this game 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week and can get the stuff they need to. So again, that is the first thing I want to discuss. The second thing I want to discuss is the winner of the 400 sub giveaway. Mario Lad, I reached out to you on Twitter and your Google account, and I'm hoping to get a response back to you so I can give you this code for the $50 gift card for your PlayStation. If for some reason Mario doesn't respond within the next 24 hours, I will go ahead and roll it again for another one. I will continue doing this until we hit 1,000 subs. The response from the community has been very good. We picked up 20-some subs in the last day and a half. So I'm hoping to continue this going to get the goal so we can get our partnership back with YouTube. I'm not going to stop making videos. I will still continue to push out content for you guys. And a couple videos to look forward to is the new updated Great Weapon Fighter. I reached my armor goal, so soon there will be a new updated video for the Great Weapon Fighter. Another game review for the post mod 12B/13 whenever it releases, telling you my feelings on the game, if you should invest time into it, if it's something you just leisurely play, things like that. I did one before, it turned out very well. Now I've put in 40 more days of playing time and things have changed. So if you guys want to see that content, make sure you subscribe with your notifications on to get the latest news from FrankgeppiTV. Again, I'm going to go into this. The armor and the enchantments and everything like that isn't best in slot for the DO, but we will get there. This is the progression to show you guys. I could easily transfer all my radiance from my Great Weapon Fighter to this and be 16k and ready to go, but people don't have that luxury of doing that. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into this, and I'll tell you the things that we've changed, and we'll get it from there. Alright, so if those people who have followed the channel know that I wanted to do something different. A lot of the builds out there are in-game and what they're running. They don't tell you, by the way, this is what you should do when you first hit 70 and you're getting the progression that you need to get. They just show you what the end game is and they don't tell you how to get there. So these videos are a sequence of videos to show you the progression of a cleric. DO, because it's not too much gear dependent as it is, feats and stuff like that. So to start off, we switch to the Geese of the Wolf Clan. This is a piece of armor you can get from the Mysterious Merchant. As you see there in the text, when not in a party, you get 2,000 defense. When in a party, you get 2,000 power. This is base power, so your feats will help with this. Your power share will help with this. To me, this is best in slot right now, just because it gives you a 2,000 flat power increase to your stats. The other stats are mediocre. 516 power, 1490 defense, 12,000 maximum hit points, and I have the Dark 10 for utility. The stats are okay, but it's mostly for the 2,000 base power when you're in a party. So the Spinneret, I still have 2-piece Dusk just for the set bonus, and then I switched to the Cholt weapons, just because they were easier to obtain than the River District and the Relics. To me, it was very simple. I gave the guy 100k, he made them, and I upgraded them from there. Obviously, all the offensive slots are going to be Radiance. The defensive slots, right now, I have Azures for the defense. I will be switching over to Black Ice once I obtain them and level them up. The defenses will be Black Ice. Alright, so we have the armor and the weapons. The Heart of the Black Dragon. Basically what that does is if you hit no enemies with it, it goes on a 15-second cooldown. Alright, so you want to go your mounts. It basically triggers Artificer's Persuasion. When you use an artifact power, your recovery, movement speed, action point gain, and stamina gain are increased by 10% every power for 15 seconds. So basically what this is doing, every 15 seconds, that resets and it kicks the Artificer's Persuasion in, which as of right now is getting me 3,086 recovery, movement speed, action points, and stamina gain. Every 15 seconds. That is the whole premise of it. I think eventually we're going to switch to the Serpent. So we'll go ahead and look that up here real quick. For those who don't know, actually let me go in the professions, or the collections. So we can get the mythic version of it. Basically this here, as you see, releases devastating attack, dealing 5,000 to all enemies in the cone, and increases their damage taken by 4%. At mythic, it's like 17%. So this is going to help with the single target DPS on boss fights. Not for you per se, but for the group itself. So I think I'm going to switch to that. Have the heart for mobs and running through the dungeons. That way we can get there faster. It's increasing my movement speed because movement speed right now is so meta it's not even funny. And this here I'll switch to the single target. It comes out of Tomb of the Nine. And it's fairly cheap for a green one. It's like 3,000 AD, but it's obviously leveling it up to mythic to get the full damage debuff and the cooldown. So I'm going to work on that next. That is something I'm going to be working towards. Another thing I'm going to be working towards is once I get my Corona chest and my 2 pieces of Primal, I'm going to buy a 2,000 power mount to get the base power, and then I'm going to make a AC build so I can do both. But my power right now is only almost at 31,000. That's with, you know, rank 9s and rank 10 radiance and stuff like that. But we'll get it there. On to the equipment. I'm still running the demo stuff. As you see, the demo girdle is not all the way up. It will be. I just right now it's not. The rings are kind of wishy-washy. I'm only running this for the 2 Radiance offensive slots to give me my more power. I will substitute this out first, and then I have the Greater Krieg for the crit and recovery. I'm going to swap this out too again for a healing whenever I get healings, or whenever I get the hunt rings. These will be pieces of equipment that you can switch out. I went ahead and went with the Cholton shirt and pants just for the armor pen defense and crit. To me, it was a nice enhancement from what I had. Powers, I run Lance of Faith and I run the Brand of the Sun. What happens is you cast a single Brand of the Sun on an enemy, and it's a damage over time effect. So you cast a Brand of Sun, and then you automatically shoot them with Lance of Faith until you get full stacks here. The whole point of the Dio Cleric is basically to pop Hollow Ground as fast as possible. So have a nice recovery, because Hollow Ground isn't on cooldown when you cast it. Helps. With your AP gain the way it is, you shouldn't have a problem getting enough action points before the cooldown resets. So a lot of times you're waiting on the cooldown. So having base recovery will help with that. Having high recovery, proccing recovery, whatever you want to do, will help with the cooldown on Hollow Ground. So I run Hollow Ground. Right now I'm set for DPS dailies. So I'm running Chains, Daunting Light, Brand of the Sun, Divine Armor just for the some effect of having it there, and Divine Glow. Terrifying Insight. This is another part of the DO. This, fully maxed with 4 specs, gives you a 20% damage buff. This is the whole point of it. You do a little bit of DPS, and you go with Terrifying Insight. Another thing I want to talk about while we're in the powers is if you're a DO Cleric, obviously you're running with the AC Cleric. A lot of the big groups out there have realized that having the DO Cleric run Break the Spirit is better than having the AC Cleric run it, because the AC Cleric can get a fully empowered Forge Masters and what's the other one they have? They have another one where they can cast 2 stacks of fully empowered. So they are running that, and we are running Break the Spirit. We cast Break the Spirit, obviously applies for the whole group, and they are running their specs and casting 2 solid rotations so we can work together. So you guys need to look into that more. Break the Spirit should be on your dungeon specs here. You should be running it when you're running dungeons with an AC Cleric to help with the rotations, to help with melting, with help with everything else like that. They, like I said, they run Forge Master's Flames fully stacked. We'll go ahead and read what Forge Master Flame does. Forge Master Flame now consumes all stacks of Empower to increase damage dealt by Forge Master Flame by 10% per stacks, and grants Astral Forge to all nearby allies when cast. Astral Forge increase damage allies by 5% per stack for 8 seconds. So they're casting this, and they're casting I had it this morning, but I forget what it was called. Another Empower that or encounter that allows you to increase the buffs and debuffs of the group. I will get that, and I will put it in the description. Let you guys know. I totally had everything written down here, and now I've lost the paper which had it everything, and I'm sorry. So that's basically what they're doing. They're running Break the Spirit for DO and Prophecy and Terrifying Insight, Hollow Ground, and they're basically just being suboptimal here, and I like it. I haven't yet tried it because I haven't really done anything on my DO other than grind dailies, which is a big accomplishment from where the last video was. The feats have all stayed the same. I'm not going to go through every single feat we went through in the last videos. They stayed the same. Again, this is a DO, so I'm going to leave this up here for a second, and then we'll get into the boons. I'm not going to go into every single boon. I will go over the boons that need explaining of why I chose that and my theory behind it, and we'll go from there. Alright, so those who follow the channel and follow Twitch know that I'm not big on dailies, so I've grinded the last 2 months. I've bought all the signets for the Cleric. That way I didn't have to grind as hard. It's easy, and we'll go through the campaigns here, and a lot of them are pretty much self-explanatory. 400 power, crit, 3% action point gain. When striking a foe, you have a chance to deal 20,000 arcane damage, and Elvish Fury. A lot of this is pretty much self-explanatory. Let's see here. I went power over the crit. I went lifesteal over regen. I went resistance ignored over deflect chance. I went enrage regrowth over the shadow touch, and I went rampage madness. Again, everyone picks rampage madness, so it's not nothing special. I have yet to complete the Icewind Dale campaign. Icewind Dale still needs completed. Tyranny needs it completed, and Cholt, and I'll be done. So I went with the combat point. 400 power, 400 crit, combat advantage bonus increased by 10%. You now regen stamina 5%, faster and 10% damage versus demons. I went with, again, power, crit, and armor pen. I probably will go with lifesteal rating, and then I haven't yet decided what I'm doing here yet. Probably some crit severity and some little bit of lifesteal. But that's to be determined. Maze engine, I went with the lifesteal severity, the combat advantage bonus, the 3% action point gained, obviously, and when striking a foe, you have a chance to gain 2,000 crit for 6 seconds. This was a pain in the ass because the signets aren't here for the elemental evil, so you actually have to do the dailies. You have to actually grind the quest. It's stupid. 300 power, 4% lifesteal, 2k hits, 4k or 400 crit and 2k hits, and then the Gale of Retribution. I went with lifesteal severity here over the control, 400 stamina, 2,000 recovery based on how much stamina and guard you have missing. My action, sorry, my hit points 3,200 more and 2% damage resistance. And I went with 2 Chill the Winter, and I went with 1 Healing Warmth. When healing allies, your healing spells have a chance to damage up to 5 enemies, and I just went like that because why not? I felt like it's better than having a 2,000 more attack, so that's why I chose Healing Warmth for 1. And I went with the Aura of Hope, the Fury Frenzy, and the Soothing Synthfar. Here, all the bottom for the Cloak Ascendancy. I am going to complete this week, and then I have yet to start the Jolt. So those are the quick boons. A lot of them are self-explanatory. You want power, you want crit, you want recovery, you want severity over most of them. Again, the boons are self-explanatory. They're just little enhancements for the stats. The companions here, I upgraded a lot from where they were. Now they're all purple besides the Con Artist. I'm not going to be upgrading the Con Artist. I'm going to wait for the Jolt Tiger to come out, and we'll get it from there. These will switch over once I make AC Cleric. So I'm running the 2 Archons of Siege, the Aranese, and the Con. I upgraded the Bondings to 13s, and I'm running regular Ostorian Rings of Hillig right now because I haven't yet ran a lot of FBI. I haven't really run a lot of dungeons. When I came back, I just been working on dailies. I know they've switched it to where the rings that drop now are account bound instead of character bound, so now I have a double chance of getting the rings I need. And then I will be doing hunts as well. The mounts, I'm running Wondrous Fortune, Protector's Camaraderie, Friendship, Artificer's Persuasion, again with the Heart, and Shepherd's Devotion. There's been a lot of speculation of what's best in slot and what's not best in slot. Obviously, this is because I've been running dailies. I need to get refinement to get all my stuff up. So I will rework these into something better for the next video, as well as the armor and the artifact and the equipment. All is going to be worked into the next video. So as soon as I get the armor, and as soon as I feel like we've made significant improvements, I will push out the next Cleric video. Again, if you guys want to see more content, and this video has been dragging for a little bit, I understand. If you guys want to see more content, please like, comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on to get the latest news. I will be doing coverages of Mod 13, the changes that are happening. Probably broke down in different segments of videos and all that good stuff. So if you guys want to see that, if you guys like the channel, you like the content, let me know by leaving a like and a comment. This is Frank signing out. Peace.